Let's go to Bill in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Bill, what's up, brother?
Hey, Dr. D, it's an honor to be speaking with you.
It's an honor to talk to you, my man. How can I help today?
So, I guess the question I have today is, I'm feeling dissatisfied in my marriage. I want to see if it's worth continuing or not.
Okay, tell me about it.
So, my wife and I started dating when we were both 15 years old. So we've been together for 10 years now. 2 of those we were married, and we still very much love each other. We're best friends, and we don't have any kids together. So, life is going pretty good for the most part. But just recently, I've been feeling a lot more dissatisfied with, me never having dated anyone else or truly lived the single life.
The single life, baby. Ooh, you missed it, Bill. You missed the single life.
I did.
So what is, tell me what do you think you missed? Or even better, because it's not over yet. What are you missing right now?
Not having made a connection with anyone except for this one person.
So what does that mean? You wish you'd had sex with more people?
No, not that.
You wish you'd gotten to laugh and hang out and go see how somebody else dance? I mean, what is the thing? Help me articulate it.
Just what you said now. It's seeing other personalities and seeing what works for me. Enjoying doing new things with someone and seeing if they're the right fit for me and going through a trial period, where you date and you see if they're good and things like that. It's not so much really a sexual thing at all. It's just more of, did I find the right person for me?
And so you've got somebody that you've been with for 10 years now, married 2 of those years, and y'all are best friends and things are going great. But there's that nagging feeling that it could all be better than this.
Correct.
And so when somebody, let me tell you this, you're not crazy, okay? What you're feeling is totally, totally normal. You're not nuts. You've been married, 2 years now?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, you're not crazy. You're 25?
Correct.
Okay. I don't know many, if anyone, who hasn't wondered, did I do the right thing? Especially somebody who's dated somebody since high school. What would it have been like to kiss somebody else? What would it have been like to get to know somebody else's family? And the goal you just described, you just laid out a perfect path of what that would be like that anticipation and that your heart's beating and you're putting on cologne for the first time, all the things, right? You clean your car out before, all that nervous energy that you get before a date. Some people hate that and they love getting married because that's finally over. Some people miss that. I personally miss that, okay? I loved the apprehension of, is this going to go well? Is it not going to go well? Do I hold somebody's hand and screw up and waste the whole movie trying to hold somebody's hand? Do I guess and see what kind of gift is going to be good? And it wasn't good. I miss all that. My wife hated that, okay? So some people are one with some people the other. But now you find yourself wondering, what would it all be like? And I want to do it all over again so that you can just land right where you are with somebody who's your best friend 10 years later. Someone that you're sexually compatible with, that you love, that things are good with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when you're telling me it's not the relationship, sounds like you're bored.
I am. And there is some parts to the relationship too.
There we go. What are they?
So we're not the perfect couple, of course. Everyone has their issues.
No, but these are big. What are they? Be honest. And you probably haven't told people this. What are they?
I admit I am ashamed of making this call. I don't like admitting any of this. And I don't have anyone to talk to.
And here's what I'm telling you. You're helping a bunch of folks because there's a bunch of people who are in your same boat. Okay?
I hope
so you're being brave. But you're not telling me the full truth.
Okay. So our arguments lately, they've been getting worse, more energetic. By energetic, that's a very kind way of saying violent. There is, I don't hit her, but she does know that she has an anger problem, and so being hit isn't me being hit isn't too much of a surprise. So things like that.
That's a very
they're
cryptic
getting more
way. Your wife is physically abusing you?
Not that way. It's like
Is your
she'll
wife hitting you?
Correct.
That is physical abuse, my brother. It's not a knock on your masculinity and I'm tough, I can handle it. That's physical abuse. Okay?
Sure.
Call it what it is. All right?
Okay.
And so your fights are getting explosive. Explosive fights are almost always a symptom, not the problem. What is the gap in your marriage?
There's forms of resentment. Of course there are. Me being dissatisfied, like I said earlier, and then since we've been married, while I was in college and we were dating, she was holding her own well, and she was paying all her bills and working odd jobs just to make sure that she's self-sustaining. And ever since we got married, it's things like her not having a sustainable job, her not, I guess, she's trying to look for jobs, but she's not putting her foot forward to look for that as much as I would like. And so while we're paying off debt, I would like the extra income. And since it's not happening, I'm feeling resentment towards that. And she's aware. Also, I'm realizing that our personalities don't match anymore since we got married. While we were in dating and I was in college and high school, life was great because we got along. I mean, we practically grew up with each other dating. And so since we got married, everything kind of shifted in the opposite direction. Our personalities did. So I became more of a tightwad with money, and she's a very, very loose person when it comes to money. She's a free spirit, and in a way that seems to me as debilitating. As long as money comes in and money comes out, life is good.
Okay.
Where, I'm trying to live by Dave Ramsey standards. Mm-hmm. So it bothers me in that direction. And then our personalities with regards to our sense of humor and our conversations that we have, and things like her spending a lot of time on the phone and me spending a lot of time on the phone. It's been feeling like we're more friends than we are a married couple. Right. And now that we're adults now, we pay bills and we bought a house and we have dogs, which it kind of counts as kids, although a lot of people give me hate for that.
Okay, can I ask you something?
What's up?
You've got your eye on somebody else. Who is it?
So that was where I was going next.
I know it is. Who is it?
It's a friend of a friend. Okay. I met her, and we kind of realized that our personalities mesh perfectly. She actually grew up 20 minutes-ish away from me.
Hold on. Just stop. Because you created a fantasy now.
I did.
And you're going to make all of those puzzle pieces of that fantasy match. And I'm telling you right now, it's not real. Now, I'm not saying that your marriage isn't in trouble. It is. But this will not be the solution to your marriage. Okay? I'm telling you, you got to trust me on this. Okay? And it feels so right because everything in your world feels like it's so wrong. And she is giving you the butterflies. She's giving you the, everything just meshes right now and works. I'm telling you, it doesn't. It's a fantasy. It's not real. Now, you could throw your marriage away and go date this woman and decide, I'm going to make this one work. That could happen. But the odds of the exact same thing happening 6 months, 8 months, 10 months down the road are astronomical. They're going to happen. So here's what's happened in your marriage. Y'all got married and you quit. You quit wooing each other. You quit leaning into each other. You quit saying, hey, how can I make his life better? How can I make her life better? And when you got married, you started saying, now this is how this is going to be. And she said, nope, this is how this is going to be. And then slowly you guys started watering the seeds of resentment. And it wouldn't surprise me if she's got her eyes on somebody else or that she just completely parked it. Right? And then it starts with sex is a little bit awkward. It's not cool or invigorating or exciting because we've chosen for it to not be. And then we quit trying on dates. And then we just quit going on dates. Why don't we just watch a movie? We're here. Oh, and then there's COVID. We're stuck here. Right? And then you say things like our personalities don't match anymore. I call bullcrap on that. Y'all are choosing to not be friends. Me and my wife thinks that Will Ferrell is the least funny person who's ever lived other than Chris Farley. And I think the reverse of that. I think she has a mental disorder because she believes that. I think Chris Farley is one of the funniest people who's ever walked the earth, followed only by Will Ferrell and Phil Hartman. Right? So the fact that we think different things are funny doesn't mean our personalities don't match and we should end a 10-year friendship. It means I'm choosing to be oppositional to her. Right? We've stopped wooing. And what I'm telling you right now is you're leaning into a fantasy, brother. And she is too, whether she's got somebody else that she's got her eye on or the fantasy that she's living in, which is I can just do whatever I want with no consequences. I can just spend money like crazy. I don't have to work. I don't have to do anything. That's a fantasy too. But what it doesn't sound like anybody in your home has done is flip the lights on and said, we've got 10 years of being best friends, of growing up together. Nobody knows us like each other does. And honey, I'm starting to imagine my life not with you. And I don't want to do that. I'm terrified to lose you. But this is where my head's at. That's where my heart's at. And I feel us growing way, way apart and vice versa. Have you done that? Have you thrown the lights on, turned the music off and said, what are we doing?
No.
Why?
We haven't.
Why? She's worth that. You're worth that. Why?
I wanted to avoid the conversation. I have a feeling I know where this is going to go. It's just going to lead to another big fight, and I didn't want to go through it.
So tell her, I'm not fighting you. And if you physically assault me again, I'm going to call cops. It sounds like she's trying to manufacture emotion in that relationship. I'm not saying it's right, it's wrong. But trying to just throw Molotov cocktails of passion up against the wall to see if something sticks. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And brother, you are cashing out on a fantasy. It's not real.
You know, where I was cashing out was with all the issues I laid out in the beginning and then talking to this other person. It made me realize, you know, what would it be like? And you said this, what would it be like if I had dated and been with someone else, someone I feel more compatible with? And you're saying it's not real, and I agree with you, and I believe you, but how do I know without the proof in the pudding? You know what I mean?
How do you know? Have you ever taken gasoline and fertilizer and blown up a bomb in your living room just to see what would happen?
No.
No? Have you gone to see pictures of the federal building in Oklahoma?
No.
Google it. And you'll see one of the most incredible acts of domestic terrorism ever. When Timothy McVeigh blew up the federal building and killed a bunch of children and workers. Go visit that monument. You can know something isn't right without experiencing it firsthand. In fact, it would be stupid to experience that firsthand. So if you want to detonate a bomb in your living room, go right ahead. I'm telling you what the end result is going to be.
So how do I know?
You're asking the wrong question. The question is not, how do I know if I'm not missing out on something? Of course you're missing out on something. Here's the thing. You would go out with this woman and y'all would have some great laughs. And y'all would hold hands and you'd get all, and you'd feel all, your heart would beat and flutter and it would be all new and blah, blah, blah. And it'd be all that stuff. It would be awesome. It would. And then it would be the same stuff because you're not dealing with you. And you're not dealing, this is how you deal with friendships that start to get messy. You run. And so what the worst part about this new relationship is that Bill would go with Bill. And Bill's a guy that just cashes out 10-year relationships. We just grew apart.
Right.
How do I know? I understand. I don't know. You're asking the wrong question. The wrong question is, how do I save my best friend? How do I save my relationship with my best friend? How do I stop avoiding hard conversations? How do I have hard conversations that don't end in physical violence? You look her in the eye and say, I'm not giving up on this, and this is not okay. And so I booked us an appointment, a half day with a marriage therapist here in Atlanta, and I'm all in on this because this is half of our life. That's how you know. If you go chasing good feelings, brother, you're going to end up miserable and alone. Because there's always hard stuff to work through in a marriage. Always, 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 always. And what I'm going to tell you, dude, is you are worth not cashing this relationship out. And she's not. I'm not telling you that the marriage is going to be saved. I'm not. What I'm telling you is you're looking for the coward's way out. You're looking for a soft place to land because it's getting uncomfortable. And you know what? You're more than uncomfortable. You're in an abusive relationship. You are. Okay? You're in an abusive relationship. And to everyone that I am, if the tables were reversed, I'd be telling her to run. Okay? So I'm telling you, you got to flip the lights on. She can't be hitting you when y'all get in fights. It's not cool. No violence in the house. But running into the arms of somebody else as though that's going to solve this deal is not accurate. It's not true. It's not right. So get a marriage therapist. Get somebody you trust, whether it's her friend, her sister, your friend, your sister, somebody that both of y'all trust. And you go and say, I'm losing this marriage. And now all of a sudden I'm starting thinking about plans with somebody else and I'm not going there. But I'm not losing you either. All the lights come on. And you can tell her, if you hit me again, I'm calling the police. You're not going to be violent in this house. And if you're yelling and screaming, Bill, stop it. Be a grown-up. Be mature. But don't give up this relationship, this friendship, this marriage, this love without a fight. Don't. Especially for someone who's more, our personalities fit a little bit better. Don't. You're worth more than this, and so is she. Call somebody today, Bill.